So today we will start from the consciousness and how the variations, modifications happens in this consciousness. So when we are still, when we are silence, I am that consciousness. So this consciousness, let us say it is like the sea without waves. There is no waves in the sea and it is completely calm and quiet. That is the state we experience when we become the embodiment of silence. And after some time, slowly the waves start appearing. So the first wave, let me say, it is the creation of a thought. So the first step is I am just sitting silence. You can also practice, just sit in silence. You're not thinking about anything. To make it more clear, you can just observe the things around you. Just focus on your 5 senses. Look at the objects in front of you, hear the sounds, feel the air, the body, your dress, your chair, and the space in between the sounds. Let your attention be on that space in between the sounds, and you feel yourself become silent. So this is something our original nature, natural nature, the sea without waves. The next moment, what happens? You are looking at an object. Let us say there is an object in front of you. It can be a pen, paper, anything. Just look at that object and don't create any thoughts. You're just looking at it without creating thoughts. So now what happens? The consciousness, it diverts its attention from its own towards an object. It's like when the sea was still, when you are just become silent, your attention is on the silence. And now you are moving your attention from your own silence towards an object that is there in front of you. So the attention is now moving from your own self to an object in front of you. So when the attention is shifted from your own self to that object, your consciousness also moves from your awareness, self-awareness to the object awareness. So earlier, you were aware of your inner silence, and now your attention is moved from the awareness of silence towards that object. But still you are not creating thoughts, you are just observing. You are not analyzing, you are just observing. So this state of mind, being an observer, is very powerful, because when you are just an observer, you remain unaffected. You are not affected by anything. It's like, see, let me say, this, my right hand is that silence or that consciousness. It is always stable. And the thoughts, it is like you can create thoughts, one thought, two thought, 10 thoughts. The moment this consciousness gets attached with the thought, then it also start moving. Until it create thought, it never moves. It is remain still. It is just an observer. So now this consciousness is just observing the object, and it's not creating thoughts, just observing. As long as it is an observer, it remains unaffected. So you, the self consciousness, looking at the object and not creating thoughts. So as long as you don't create thoughts, you remain an observer. You remain unaffected by anything that happens in front of you. So the first step is the consciousness remain as it is. And the next step is the consciousness, the attention of the consciousness move from its own self to an object, but still it is not creating thoughts. Although you do so many activities from morning till evening, unless you create thoughts about it, you are not affected by that. If you have this control of creating thoughts when you want, not to create thoughts when you don't want, in the sense, if you know how I can remain my own self as its own awareness, the silence as its awareness, if you stick to yourself, then you are not creating thoughts. The moment, even in this, one is your attention is on your own awareness, on your own self, on the silence. The next moment is your attention is moving away and you start observing things in front of you, but still you are not creating thoughts. Then the third step is you start creating thought. Okay, this is a pen. This is a pencil. This is a paper. This is a person. This is my relative. This is my friend. Then what happens? You start creating thoughts. Thoughts start appearing. Even in this third state, you should understand, although you are creating thoughts, still you are under your control. Still you know that you are creating thoughts because the thoughts are very few. Just you created one thought. Okay, this is my friend. This is the pen. This is a paper. Not much thoughts. There are very few thoughts. So when you create few thoughts, still you are aware of your own self. You know that I am here and I am looking at the object and I am creating thought. So this three state of awareness is you are doing it with lot of attention and awareness. I know I am there, the consciousness, and I moved my attention from me to the object. Then I start creating a single thought or two, three thoughts. This is the pen, this is the paper, this is few friends, this is my friend, my relative, my son, my daughter. Now then the fourth step comes, you start getting involved. You totally lose your awareness of your own self, the object, the few thoughts, and you just get engrossed in along with the thoughts. You get lost in the thoughts. So the beginning of the process, you are losing the touch. You lost the touch of your consciousness. the attention, the object. Now you just getting carried away by the thoughts you are creating. It's like this. First, you are stable and you are just observing the object, and you know there is an object. And now you start creating more thoughts, and the consciousness completely get lost in the thoughts, and your consciousness start moving along with the thoughts. You lost your attention. Now, as the thoughts are created, along with the thoughts, there are various feelings and emotions are generated. Along with the thoughts, wherever you focus and start creating thoughts, it will not come just like a thought, it will also carry all those emotions. The feeling of good, the feeling of bad, some good feelings, feelings of happiness, feelings of hurt, feelings of greed, the lust, anger, greed, attachment, ego, all types of feelings you carry along with the thoughts. And the consciousness now lost its own self-awareness, lost the awareness of the object, lost the awareness of the few thoughts it initially created, and now it get lost in the thoughts because the thoughts started generating feelings and emotions. So now there are more number of thoughts along with the varieties of feelings and emotions are generated. Now your whole attention goes and gets attached. So the real attachment is not with the person or object. The real attachment happens with the thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And now the consciousness start feeling, becoming one with the thoughts, become one with the feelings, become one with the emotions. So now from where it started, everything it forgot. The self-awareness is gone. The object awareness is gone. The thought awareness is gone. Even the attention of feelings, emotions is gone. Now you are just one with those thoughts, feelings, emotions. And you start, now the thoughts becomes automatic. The feelings becomes automatic. The emotions becomes automatic. And your consciousness, in the sense the awareness, the soul, the self being carried away now. You start crying, you start weeping, you start worrying, you become anxious. Earlier it was stable, it was still, it was silent, it was powerful, it was empowered, it got all the hope, enthusiasm. But now slowly it get lost and it start worrying, feeling anxiety, stress, sorrow. And then it becomes an habit. You lost in that cycle. You are you are in bondage now, bondage of these thoughts, feelings, and emotions. You are not able to liberate. You got stuck in this. So all of us, most of the people in the world are in this state of awareness now. The thoughts are continuously, morning till evening, it keeps moving, and there is no awareness of this stable consciousness. It got stuck and it is moving along with the thoughts, feelings, emotions, whatever you generate from morning till evening. At no point of time they are aware there is something called stillness. That's why the nature has created the sleep, because at least in the sleep, it becomes quiet. By force, we become quiet in sleep. And again in the morning, we start moving. So what is meditation? Meditation is to understand that I am this. The whole process of movement starts from here, from being still, from being silent. So the whole process got lost, and now all of us are in trouble. And it starts from stress, then it leading to all types of psychosomatic diseases. So when we say meditation, what is meditation? It is to be aware of this stillness. Even if you are connecting with that, you don't move fast. You move very slowly. You experience the feelings and emotions, and then you come back. It is not that when you are meditating, you will not experience any feelings, any emotions. You will also get attached with the feelings, emotions, but you will not move fast. You will not get lost. You will be very much aware, I am experiencing this feeling. I am experiencing these emotions. You will start moving slowly, and there will be a stage when you will always remain stable and you will be just observer. And whatever the movement created by the thoughts, you will never get attached to it. So to start with, meditation is to understand this process of being stable and slowly moving. Everything you should become aware. Being aware of that original consciousness, being aware of being an observer of an objects, feelings, emotions, thoughts. Then wherever you feel okay, you associate with those thoughts, feelings, emotions, and wherever required, you start moving along with that. But then once the process is over, you come back. So if you are really meditating, you never lose the touch of this original consciousness. You will be completely aware of this. Whenever you want, you connect. You connect with the body, you connect with the thoughts, you connect with the pain, you connect with the feelings, you connect with the emotions. But then you know to come back. So this is the story of Abhimanyu, that he got stuck in that Chakravyuha, and he is not able to come out of that Chakravyuham. Then he got killed. So he was knowing how to go into that field. और चक्रव्यूह का अंदर कैसे जाना है, he was taught, but he was not taught how to come out of it. So we also, human beings, we were taught how to go into it, but we do not know the process to come back. So if you want to know how to come back, you should know how, you should understand the each and every step of going and getting attached, and the same way you should come back. In the sense, when you are inside the field, you should not lose awareness of yourself. If you lost awareness of the self, then you get lost. So hope you understand this process, and to understand this process and to maintain that original awareness, consciousness throughout the day. Throughout the day, in the sense, when you want, you attach with your thoughts, you get attached with the emotions, you get attached with the feelings. But after some time, you come back. So throughout the day, many times you get attached, many times you get detached. Attachment, detachment, attachment, detachment. And this game, attach, detach, attach, detach. If you are playing this game, then your whole life is an entertainment. You know when to be a detached observer. You know when to attach. You know when to get more attached. You know when to attach little. You know when to not totally come out. You know when to forget completely. Even you don't even observe. You just become self-aware. So meditation, you should understand this various process. One is to be self-aware. Another is to be an observer. Then another is to understand the thoughts and to know to how to connect, then how to experience the various types of experience. And then you come back, then you get detached from all the attractions or the thoughts, then you remain still. So if you are able to do this, attaching and detaching morning till evening, then you are in that meditative state throughout the day. So now tell me, how many of you do meditation or practice meditation throughout the day with this process?
Sir, very nice. Another paradigm of meditation. Till now, till now, I thought meditation
Sorry,
uh,
little louder.
is it okay now?
Yes, yes, okay.
Yeah, I said another paradigm of meditation. Today we have learned.
Okay.
Earlier, it was like you have to focus your mind on certain things. You have to
Hmm.
engage your mind on certain things.
Yeah.
If we are BKs, we are normally what we do. We focus our mind on ourselves and then the gods.
Yes.
So today you have taught a wonderful technique where we have to keep ourselves and we have to realize our uh, own natural consciousness, which is
Yes.
still.
See, even in meditation, we listen to Murli, Sakar Murli, Avekt Murli, and this process is explained. Only thing we were not, because we are not told about this, we don't
Right,
understand.
right.
It is explained in the Murli. In everyday Murli, you will find some points about this. But we are not taught this is how it is happening, and that's why we don't understand when we read the Murli. So when
But
you
sir,
do
what I
this,
feel,
huh?
yeah, what I feel is
Yeah.
most of us, or probably those who are not aware,
Hmm.
they are not enjoying their own consciousness. They
That
are,
is true.
yeah, they are always attached with either some object or
Hmm.
some feeling, some emotions, and whole day they are doing that. They sleep
Yes.
in the night, again in the morning they start their journey again,
Yeah.
doing same thing in the same cycle they are. So ultimately they are not connected with themselves.
See, what is happening is the thoughts creating some good emotions, bad emotions. Okay. We always experience those feelings and emotions connected with the thought. But when you are able to remain stable, aware of your own self, then you can experience the original qualities of the consciousness. And very few of us experience the original qualities of the self, the consciousness. Because this consciousness, it is not just silence. It has got that bliss, the joy, the inner joy. It is said bliss in the sense ati indriya sukh. So the bliss atindriya sukh, it is you can experience only when you are able to detach. As long as you are connected with the thoughts, the mind, the process, you cannot experience atindriya sukh. You cannot experience bliss. So the bliss, if you want to experience, you should know to detach. And then you will experience the joy, happiness, peace that comes naturally from within. And that is called atindriya sukh, detached, indriyon se pare. इसको कहते हैं कर्म अतीत, इंद्रिय ati indriya, detached from the senses. So it is all a play of attention. Attention and consciousness both go together. Where your attention moves, you become that. The consciousness start experiencing that. So first is I have to become aware of my own consciousness. And when I become aware of my own consciousness, it means my attention is on my own self. And then the consciousness move its attention towards the external objects. So this control over my consciousness, इसको कहते हैं ना self control. Control over my own consciousness with control over my attention. And when you maintain this self consciousness and attention, that is called meditation. Then it becomes easy to connect with the Supreme. It says, no, first you consider yourself as a soul, then you connect with God. Unless you consider yourself as a soul, consciousness, you cannot focus, have your attention directed to God. Because you are always connected with your feelings, emotions, and with that you cannot connect with God. So if you want to connect with God, detach, then let your attention from your own self, you divert your attention to God. Then you start receiving the energy and power. And whatever we do, like imagining things, it remains just an imagination, because our attention is not complete, because we are not detaching. So if you really want to connect with God, you have to detach from all these things, all types of different thoughts, feelings, emotions. Then you remain yourself, experience your atindriya sukh, and with that you connect with God. Then your nature and God's nature, it's all, there is a milan. There is a relationship, connection between the self, soul, and the God. Okay. So any questions? So we may stop here and we'll continue tomorrow. In third session, we'll see how we can do it. Whatever we discussed today, we will do it practically and see how we are connecting with God. Okay. Thank you.